Hey guys, and welcome to game number 19 out of 100 of the Mac vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online Scrabble bot, HastyBot. The score in the series is now 10 to 8. We're coming off a couple nice wins in the last two videos, so definitely go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. But meanwhile, let's get game number 19 underway right now. Okay, we are going to be first, and let's see, we've got a little bit of a constant heavy rack to start things off, only one vowel. Doesn't quite look like an exchange rack, though. We've got some decent options. We could play maybe when or hewn or grew, I guess. The nice thing about grew is it does get rid of the G, and I'm definitely not a big fan of G's if I can help it. I'd probably play hewn. Well, actually, I don't know, because both when and hewn take an S. Hewn just takes the S in front to make shewn, whereas when takes the S to make whens in the back. I don't think the S is really a big factor one way or another, though. See, the question is DRG 4 points worse than HND? I think not. I mean, HND isn't such a good leave that HN combo is a little bit awkward, and GR and DR both go okay-ish together, so I feel like I'm better off playing when or hewn. Yeah, I'm going to go with when, I think. It just makes overlaps a little bit more tricky with the W and the H next to each other. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so he does bingo with inertial through the N, and now we have no vowels, so this is definitely a problem. Yeah, we might have to exchange here, guys. I just don't see Vig being worth it. I'm already down now. I can't afford to keep 5 consonants here and just hope for 2 vowels. That's especially for just 11 points. If it were 30, maybe, but not for 11. I've got to exchange here. I mean, there's no way for me to get rid of more than 3 consonants, and all my plays through the A are pretty bad. So yeah, I'm going to exchange down to, well, I don't know, what do I want to exchange down to? Probably keep 2 consonants. Probably CR or DR are my best bets. I think the D is nice because of this ID lane down here if I can get a 7, so let's keep DR. And we still have no vowels. Wow. Unbelievable. But the good thing is now I do have knit, which he just gave me for 52. And come on, please give me a vowel. Yay, okay. And now we're actually bingoing, finally. What a weird start to this game. So we couldn't get a vowel we only had 1 vowel for 3 turns. And now we finally get a nice AEE draw and we'll be bingoing with, I'm not exactly sure what yet. We have a lot of options. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to bingo with? Obviously, we have stuff like catered or created here, which is not great. What do we have for this R? We have cratered and retraced. And recreated as well. Those are all decent. Through this H, we have detacher and rashade. Rashade doesn't fit. Detacher... Yeah, detacher's okay. I don't love giving back this spot, though, with the D and the E there. It's a little bit risky. Oh, we have terraced as I knew there was a 4th one through the R. It's terraced. I don't think I said that before. So, yeah, none of those are amazing either, but I think it's probably worth the point sacrifice over detacher. So none of the bingos end in an R, unfortunately, so we can't bingo here, as far as I know. So, yeah, cratered... I guess cratered is decent. It doesn't really give too much back. Yeah, that's not bad. Cratered, recreated, retraced. I'd rather not float an E, so yeah, this is probably best. I guess terraced, what does it score? Like 1 more? 2 more? 2 more? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it gives back a lot more. I feel like for 2 points, I'm probably just going to go ahead and play cratered and keep things a bit tighter. I'll be taking a little bit of a lead. Yeah, let's go for that. Okay, he plays a vowel. Creosote is not going to fit through the C, and I don't think we have anything through the D. So a nice rack, but not quite a bingo rack. So yeah, I think just probably playing off OE is the play here. I mean, EORST is so strong. I don't think with this rack we're going to be able to really score too much. So probably even coup is fine. I mean, EERST is just as strong. So if that scores a bit more than our fishes of OE. Well, OE here is kind of nice because it gives ourselves another spot for an S. If somehow he like plays through this A and blocks up the IS line, it's kind of nice to give ourselves this extra spot, I think. So I'll probably go with OE. Yeah, there's no 9s through the KI or anything crazy like that. I don't think so. Let's do this. And if he plays here, he might score a bit, but then he'll be giving me a chance to maybe triple. So I'm willing to go for that. Okay, so he bingos with both blanks, making Edacious for 78 on a double. And I imagine I should be. Yeah, I'll be bingoing here. I have Maestro and OES. Oh, wow. This would have been cool. I almost one space away from having Astrodomes as a 10 through this S and this DO. If the DO were one spot to the left, I'd have Astrodomes. That would have been insane. Wow. Do I have any 9s through this E and this C? Rack looks somewhat familiar, but I don't think so. Yeah, probably not. Emanators. Yeah, I'm actually close to some ends. KI? Don't think I do. Okay. So probably just Maestro. It's clearly better than Omerta's because it gets the double word. Yeah. I don't know, I have a funny feeling there's like something crazy here, but probably not. I don't think I should spend any more time here. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. And now earlier we couldn't get a vowel, and now we get all the vowels. It's funny how that works sometimes. But I think we'll be okay here because we have also wow. So there's 9 vowels and 31 consonants unseen, guys. That's definitely something we need to keep an eye on. So this is actually not a bad rack. Because now he's probably going to have a lot of consonants. And if I keep like AEI, that's actually a really good lead with this pool. So a play like Meow here looks extremely strong. It scores 31. And again, AEI, normally 2 vowel heavy, but with this pool, it's actually really good. There's also options through this M that are pretty solid, like Mimeo, but Meow scores more and AEI is better. I'd rather get rid of that U. Also, taking out the Y is nice. It's easy for him to dump a few consonants there and score a bit. So yeah, this looks pretty solid. Wow, that's a surprising play because he plays 2 vowels and 1 consonant. So yeah, this is getting alarming, this vowel shortage, because now we're at 7 vowels and 26 consonants. Huh. And of course I drew 4 consonants, which I was sort of expecting. So I definitely need to be very protective of my vowels here. So I have options. Obviously the most immediate thing that jumps out is Axe for 52. Other possibilities are a Xenic here. That's 48. Keeps IN. Yeah, the thing with AX, I'm scared of this because there's 3 S's and 3 L's unseen, and I don't have any of them, and it's really hard for me to block. So I just feel like that's really bad for the long term here. But I gotta be thinking if he just played Imago, so then he probably kept, I mean, at least 1 more vowel, if not 2 vowels with that. So I'm really running out of vowels to draw. So I need to be very careful here. So a Xenic, yeah, so it keeps IN, which is kind of a dangerous lead, because like I could pretty easily draw 5 consonants. I guess, I could also play Nyx, but it's hard to stomach well, On one hand, it's hard to stomach a 16-point sacrifice. On the other hand, this leave is considerably better and just safer given the pull, and I take out this lane. And I mean, he could bingo there. It's hard to imagine him bingoing with a pulled out vowel heavy, or consonant heavy rather. But given he might have kept a more vowel heavy leave after Imago, it's certainly possible. And even if not a bingo, there's a J, and I don't really want him just playing Jib for an easy 40 there. So maybe I do just like playing... Oh wait, I just realized I actually have Axeman here. I literally just saw that. Yeah, I think that's gotta be it. I mean, CIN is too consonant heavy, but it's 66 points. I mean, I don't think I can say no to 66 points. Yeah, it's just too many points. So, okay, well, he did indeed use that spot on the top, though he probably would have scored pretty well with that leave anyway. But yeah, I think I had to play Axeman. I'm glad I saw it. It's kind of a tricky word to see sometimes with the X and the M, but yeah. So now I did draw a lot of consonants, and there's 4 vowels and 19 consonants left. So what do I do here? What on earth do I do? I can't play my I don't think. I do not want to risk having 7 consonants. Then I'll really be in big trouble. I mean, on the other hand, I do want to play Jive. I'm just so scared of this leave right now with that pool ratio. I think I'm better off... am I better off playing Jig? I mean, normally I'd love to get rid of that V. The I is just so valuable here. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can... I don't want to have to exchange though. I mean, if I draw 7 consonants, I'm probably going to have to exchange after Jive. And at least I feel like after Jig... I mean, the nice thing about Jig too is I save Vend next turn, which is a nice play. I don't want to play that now though and keep JCGI. That's too clunky. Yeah, guys, I can't stomach the thought of getting rid of my only vowel with that pull. I really can't. I mean, if I could score a lot more, I would, but I just don't think I can. Yeah, this is a very uncomfortable position. I also have jived here, I guess. But again, I want to keep that I if I can at all help it. Yeah, I'm gonna play Jig. I mean, I think that I is worth so much here. Like I'm in such big trouble if I end up with no vowels. Alright, so he plays Pelf. I did get another vowel, which is good. So now I can definitely afford to spend 1. 3 vowels, 15 consos unseen. Tie game, basically. Running low on time, too. Probably just Cove to get rid of some of my... There's plenty of higher point tiles to draw. Oh, I could... Oof, I don't think I can hit... Oh, man. Can I play Overduct? Oh, boy. This is a really committal play. I mean, there's... This is a tough call. Do I play Overduct? I don't want to give him that O to play through with that pool. This is so hard. I really don't want to give him that O, but it scores so well. I also do get rid of both of my vowels. But if I play that many tiles, I have a decent enough chance to draw one of the 3 remaining. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm probably at a disadvantage, though, after Cove, because... I mean, I don't have a good lead for scoring. There's 2 S's and a Z unseen for him to score with. Oh, I'm running low on time. I think I need to make a forcing play, too, given my temperature. Let's go for it and pray. Okay, dry lot. This is going to be interesting. Firing, HZ. That's probably not going to work too well. Frizz. Can I play Frizz some more? Maybe just Fizz. That might work. I have plays like Hin if I save Fizz, which is... Oh, but he's going to play something with Bisques, which is annoying. So maybe... do I do that first? No, because then where am I going to put the Z? Zig, Zing, where else am I... Shoot, I'm getting low on time. Where else am I putting this Z? That's the problem. I guess I have Zin here. Oh, I have Grizz. So maybe FH... Oh, Phone and Grizz. That's the play. Phone and Grizz. Go out in 2. Okay. So if I play Yeah, if I play phone first, I think is. Oh yeah, I set up Zing. I set up Zing. This just wins, guys. Yeah, because if I play phone, he can't block both Zing and Grizz, and he has to block Zing because it scores 72 points. Yes, this is the win. Okay. All right, he's just gonna leave it, but that's fine. Whew. Wow. What a game. What a game. Yeah, that was a bizarre game. All the consonants early, then all the vowels, and then all the consonants again. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot to look at here, guys. I mean, Oviduct was, I think it was probably right, but it also may have been part of a panic play, just being low on time, feeling like I needed to do something forcing that would lead to a more straightforward position. I don't know. Wow. Yeah, let's look at this. This was crazy. So first turn, yeah, I don't like Hugh. I mean, the idea, of course, is setting up the N and also keeping the NG together so that if you draw an I, you'll have an ING. But it's just I don't know, 4 consonants and no vowels is always kind of sketchy. And it's so likely he's just going to overlap this anyway, and your Hune hook is going to be gone. So I don't know. I'm perfectly good with Hune or Wen here. He bingos. Yeah, I've got to exchange here. Even the computer agrees, and the computers typically don't like exchanging. So, yeah, normally I'd maybe do CR, but I just really liked the D here because I have this nice 7 line now with ID that's pretty likely to stay open. So I think given this board, DR is probably a little bit better. Yeah, well, now of course he has all the vowels. So I mean, a Boyle. I don't know. I mean, this looks a little risky to me. Obia isn't exactly safe either. I might have. Yeah, there's not a lot of good options here for him. Wow, what should he do? Maybe TBA. None of these plays really block that spot. Obelia's crazy too. Maybe Aerobia, just to dispose of as many tiles as possible. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Aerobia here. Because a Boyle, I mean, it does. Well, as we saw, it doesn't really block this spot, and it gives back another big one too. It just seems pretty risky. Yeah, I don't think I would have done that if I were him. I'd probably go with TBA or Aerobia is my guess. Yeah, this is pretty gross either way. And I'm obviously just relieved that he gave me Knit. I was getting close to another exchange here if he didn't give me a good option. And now he has 6 fouls again. Wow. What a crazy game. So he literally had like 2 consonants for the span of 3 turns, and I had like 2 vowels for the span of 3 turns. Wow. I mean, yeah, sure, Airy looks pretty good here. What else is he going to do? And, yeah, Detacher a couple more points, but, I mean, I'd rather not give him back this spot and also the Z-bomb here. So I think my play is solid. I mean, it just really doesn't give him back anything, and I'm keeping a good lead on this board, so I'm good with my 5-point sacrifice there. A vowel, a little bit aggressive, right? Opens up a double-double line. I'm not sure I love this because he has the blank, but it's not going to be that easy for him to use this A, given he has 3 more vowels. I probably would prefer something like Avo here, perhaps, or maybe even Video, just to unload an extra vowel. Yeah, I think I kind of like Video, and it also sort of maybe entices me to play down from this V and give him more lanes. So I think I would have gone with Video here. I mean, I'm not too worried about closing this line. You're not down much and you have a blank. There's enough life on this board. You're going to bingo sooner or later. So I think I'd probably go Video here. Yeah, here I thought about Coup. I ultimately decided that there's a decent chance that he was going to play through this A, which he indeed did. And I wanted to make sure I left myself a lane for 7s because I felt after Coup, if he bingos here, then my line with IS is gone. Or even if he doesn't necessarily bingo, even if he just plays through this A with a 5 or a double-double non-bingo 7, I'm going to start to be deprived of bingo lines. And if I'm fishing, I want to make sure I can maximize my chances of actually getting a bingo down next turn. So yeah, I think this is fine. He draws the other blank and bingos with Edacious. And yeah, Maestro and Omerta. So now, again, this shows you, right, if I had played up here, then I don't think I would have had any bingos playable. So very important that I opened up this lane. That turned out to be an excellent decision. He plays Yop, which seems fine to me. I mean, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't do that with the C still unseen. So yeah, Yop looks good. And yeah, Meow again. I was actually very happy with this play. I mean, the pool is already so consonant heavy. I guess after all these plays he made, like Airy, Audacious, a Boil, and yeah, so this is actually a great draw in this position. And Meow is a great play. AEI is like the perfect lead for drawing into this pool. Oh, so this is what he hit. Yeah, I would definitely play Sook here. I mean, that's too many points to give up, and I don't want to give back this line. I mean, he's taking a lead, and yeah, GIIO. It's even in this pool, it's not a great leave, but I mean, you're probably going to draw 3 consonants or 2 consonants in a vowel. As long as you can avoid these 2 I's, it's not going to be that bad. If you can draw one of the ends, you'll have Yogini next turn. Yeah, I think this is. I mean, 26 points? Like, IQSU, sure, it's a nice leave, but on this board, I mean, you're probably not going to do much better than Sook next turn. Whereas after Sook, I mean, yeah, I just don't want to give back this big lane either. I mean, in a constant heavy pull, you don't want to give me an easy place to score or even bingo like that. Yeah, I think this is a pretty substantial strategical error on his part, to be honest. Yeah, here I very nearly missed Axeman. I actually have a history. That's one of my words. I have a kind of like a Hwan, Hwan, which I missed in one of the earlier games this series. It's one of those funny words with 2 weird consonants next to each other. I have a history of missing, but luckily I saw it here. Again, I'd like to keep another vowel, but at the end of the day, 66 points is 66 points. Worth mentioning, I looked at X, but I didn't actually look at X. If I do go here, I should almost certainly play X because AE doesn't take anything. So kind of weird. I didn't actually consider that. I only saw X, which I decided wasn't good because of the L and S hooks. But yeah, Axeman is still better, but X would have been much better than Axe and probably better than a Xenic as well. Yeah, Bisque here. Yeah, you might want to play Quay. Just, again, 5 vowels, 24 consonants. You're keeping just a Y. That could turn sour fast. BEIS is a phenomenal lead for this pool, right? You're guaranteed to have 2 vowels in a pretty solid rack next turn. You keep the B for plays here. Yeah, I mean, I get you're down and you want to score more, though, and you're kind of... So Quay puts you down, 26? But yeah, if I don't have a lot of vowels, then you're going to be able to make that back, I think, pretty easily between the top and the right here and stuff. I don't like your chances. You're still going to be down, 12 plus a tempo, and you're keeping a Y and drawing into this stuff. Also, this is the last E in the whole game. Yeah, I think he's got to play Quay here, guys. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like for just 14 points to keep the S and the E and just that overall better balance with this pool, I think you got to play Quay. Yeah, in this position, I saw Jog. I didn't want to do it because of this, the big possibilities of S plays. I didn't want to give him Fish or something there. And he turned over enough tiles. I was like, he's got a decent chance of having another S. And in any case, I'm going to be playing just a few at a time. And he's probably more likely to get the next S than me. And this spot is a lot more dangerous than the Maestro's spot because it gives him much more potential to put a power tile on this double letter here with something like Fish, or I guess he probably can't really use the Z because there's no E's. But even something like Fish is going to be 55 points, or even like Post is going to be 40. I just didn't want to give that back. Also, blocking this I is kind of nice, too. I mean, he could have some plays there. So I think this 3-point sacrifice for Jig over Jog does make sense. I might have not really discussed that in the game. I definitely saw Jog. I don't think I mentioned it because I just pretty quickly decided I was better off not giving him that spot. But yeah, apologies if I didn't explain that well during the game. The reason I didn't play Jog for 3 more points is because I didn't want to give back this Jog spot. So I think that's reasonable. And I mean, normally, obviously, I'd play Jive. It's more points and it gets rid of my V. I just CDGN. I mean, look at this pool. It's so scary. I mean, if I draw 3 consonants, which is really likely, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm dead because I'll still be up 40 points, but it's going to be very dangerous. And I felt like the V is a small price to pay for keeping an insurance vowel with this pool. Like, even just having one vowel can really make the difference between life and death in these kind of crazy games. I also do keep Vend next turn if he doesn't go there, which he of course did. But I do keep that as a backup. I keep Vice or things like that too. So I think Jig, just given this ridiculous circumstance of this pool, does make sense. Yeah, he plays Pelf, which is a great play. He has no vowels, and yeah, the Y can maybe sort of function as a vowel. He's got good chance to draw play with Bisques or Maestro, so he's actually probably feeling very good about life right now. And yeah, this is the moment of truth. I was getting low on time, and I don't really think I looked at Vid, which is okay as well. I was mostly looking at Cove and Oviduct. And I just felt that after Cove, I mean, I'll be up 17. Dint is, I mean, it's not a really good lead. I keep the vowel, but I don't have anything to score with. There's 2 S's unseen, which he's been turning over a lot more tiles than I have. He's been playing Bisque and now Pelf. I've just been playing, like, Jig. So I feel like he's much more likely to get an S than me. And he probably, at this point, I'm thinking it's advantage him. Because I don't have a great rack for scoring. There's a few S's, like plays like Shy for this board. We're going to score a lot. There's a Z, which you can use. Well, I just didn't like my position after Cove. And Oviduct is obviously scary, right? I mean, I'm putting a vowel in the middle of a triple A in the middle of a consonant-dominated pool. That should be like a big red flag. And I was aware of that, but I just felt that, maybe his consonants won't go that well. I mean, he might end up just playing something like Flog, which I can easily withstand. And I'm playing off enough tiles that I felt I had a decent enough chance at picking up at least one of those 3 vowels. Like he's very well could have had no vowels when he played Pelf. So I felt like as long as, if I can dodge a big play through this O, like I'm talking, if he can score at most 30, maybe even 40 in some cases, and I can pick up one vowel, I've got a decent chance to still win after Oviduct. And I think it's reasonable. I mean, Cove, this is just a really uninspiring board to be only up 17 on and have this kind of leave with that pool. This is just not a fun situation to be in. So I feel like forcing the issue, also obviously my getting low on time was a factor, and I wanted to make more, I guess to use like a chess analogy, sort of more forcing moves. Like this pretty much forces him to play through this O, after which we'll be kind of in an endgame and let the chips fall where they may. Whereas after Cove, there's going to be a lot more turns, right? Since I'm playing off fewer tiles, he's probably not going to have such a long play. It's just going to draw out a lot more, and there's going to be more complex decisions. Whereas after Oviduct, I can sort of get in the express lane right to the endgame. So I think, especially given that, and probably just in general, I think Oviduct is the right play. And yet, so he still has no vowels, and I mean, Drylot, it empties the bag, which I don't love. Yeah, I mean, he maybe wants to play Stony here, although the S is so nice, right? Because of this Bisque spot, it's a great way for him to score 30 points. Well, I think he's gotta play through that O. I mean, does he though? Yeah, I think he's gotta play through that O, given the pool. I don't think he can play Lindy here. Sloyd, Stony's probably better. DLR is a bit better for scoring, and also there's a lot of ends left. So yeah, it's probably Stony or Drylot. I mean, so it's a matter of, do you empty the bag and keep the S, or do you keep one in the bag but get rid of your S? The problem is, like, I could literally have anything after Oviduct. I mean, I just played 6 tiles, and I could have literally kept anything, and I could have drawn anything. So you have to assume I have a random rack. Yeah, so after Drylot, I mean, you're basically tying the game. You have an S. You're probably, overall, not in the best shape to win, because I'll have a tempo. If I can go out in 2, he'll almost certainly lose. That's the thing. And odds are I'm going to have at least one vowel. And especially with this eye open, like if I can play something like Fining, I'll probably be able to go out in 2. So that's what I don't love about Drylot, just the endgame timing. So I feel like, I mean, the S is nice, but like, there's also another one you could draw, and just making me not have full knowledge is really nice. So I think Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced, but I think I would have gone Stony here just to leave one in the bag, especially since you're only going to be tying the game and you'll be down a tempo. Like, you're going to need a good draw after Dry Lot to pull out that endgame. And after Stony, you'll probably need a good draw too. But, I mean, there's certain situations, like if I just have, say, Zings through this eye, you're just going to lose, right? So, regardless of whether you play Stony or Dry Lot. But I feel like there's more situations after Stony where I could slip up, and it's going to be just harder for me to plan, right? With one in the bag, there's going to be that level of uncertainty. I feel like you're also scoring 6 more points with Stony, right? And I mean, on this close a game, that's nothing to scoff at, too. Those 6 points could definitely matter. So yeah, I just feel like, to me, the price of getting rid of the S is worth it for the extra 6 points and the better endgame timing. I would have, against a human opponent especially, I would have played Stony here personally. But, I mean, I could be convinced with an exhaustive program that Dry Lot is a better play. It's certainly possible, but my instinct tells me, especially against a human, that Stony is going to lead to more wins in the end. But in any case, he plays Dry Lot, and yeah, so probably, yeah, Fizz probably is enough to win. I don't think I saw that spot. I was getting low on time, and luckily I came up with this great idea in the game of playing Phone, which I'll put this into Quackle because I'm curious to see what Quackle says the best endgame is. I imagine it's this. And again, the idea here is he's dead because he can't bingo, and I'm threatening to go out with Grizz and Bog, and I'm also threatening to play Zing for 72. And he can't deal with both since they're on opposite sides of the board. And if he blocks Zing, I mean, his best play would be something like Sao, S-A-U, which scores okay, but Grizz will win pretty comfortably. I think, yeah, Grizz would still win by like 30 or so. And he doesn't really have anything else through this N. And of course, if he blocks Grizz, then I'm going to play Zing for 72, which is going to be way more than enough to win this endgame. So I imagine this is my best play. It's worth mentioning that just FOH, setting up Zing and Phone, doesn't work because, of course, he has ends himself, and he'll just use that spot. So that would actually be disastrous. But, yeah, he goes ahead and just plays Sunaz. I could have just gone out with Grizz, but, I mean, I didn't have time to do the math, but I was like, Zing has got to be better. I mean, it's 72 points. So I went ahead and did that. He almost certainly should have just played SAU and blocked Zing, for what it's worth. But in any case, Zing, he goes out with Lope, and I come out with a very clutch win by a score of 457 to 408. So, yeah, I'm just curious to put this endgame into Quackle. I'm convinced that Phone is the best play, but I'm curious to see if Fizz probably... I'm not sure if Fizz wins, to be honest, because he could still have plays like Sun, S-U-N-N, that are going to bring him pretty close to tied. And then he's got pretty good outs with ALS, and I won't be going out. I'm not actually sure if Fizz will win. I'm kind of thinking not. But let's see. Let's put it into Quackle. I'm curious. I think either way it's going to be very, very close. Because, yeah, I guess I would... Yeah, but if I play Hung, I think he plays LAS. I think that wins for him. So I'm wondering if Phone is the only win, which would be kind of crazy. But let's take a look. Okay, so we are looking at this turn, and let's ask Champ. Because, yeah, again, the problem is he's threatening to play things like Sun, S-U-N-N, and Bisque, which will score 30. And he has plenty of other places, too, like with Dry Lots. I just don't know if... Horn! Wow! So this, I mean, obviously it's worse, but it still sets up Zing. And apparently, even though I'm not going to go out next turn, that still scores enough. So there's also, let's see, what else? So apparently Foe still ties. I guess after Sun, I still have Grizz here, and that'll be enough to tie. And then Hung, and then just the more straightforward Zing is apparently enough for a tie. So I'm curious, like, if after Zing, I guess because I also block Sun here, so then what's he going to do? Is he going to play Sun and Dry Lots? Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. And then I play FOH, and now he goes out with Laws and Maestros, or excuse me, Sal and Maestros, and ties. So yeah, apparently though, I'm surprised that I'm a little surprised to see Horn win, because after he blocks, then what's my best play? Because, like, if I play Horn, I mean, does he... I guess SAU doesn't work, so he's got to play... Oh, Sal is clever, because the idea is it saves Sun in 2 spots. And... Oh, do I just... Wait, but Fizz... Oh, I guess Zig here. Yeah, Zig. That'll do it. I guess that'll do it, barely. Oh, Frizz. Yeah, that's even better. Zig would win by 2 after Sun. But yeah, Frizz is going to win because it blocks Sun and Bisks. And then he, of course, goes out with Drylots and loses by 8. So yeah, I think, looks like to win, I did need to see this setup idea. There were several ties that don't involve playing here, but if I want to win, then I do need to set up my Z in that position. Because yeah, Phone and Horn are the only wins. Foe ties Hong. Oh, I guess Hong keeps Frizz here as well. That also ties, and Zing. Somehow all of those plays tie. Fizz, as I suspected, which was HastyBot's top suggestion, will lose by 4, presumably after the sequence of Sun and Sail that we saw before. So yeah, wow. Crazy stuff. I mean, I feel like I played really well that game. I don't think I can pinpoint any specific mistakes I made. And yeah, very clutch endgame under time pressure. It makes up for that one I messed up and lost by 1 a little bit earlier when I was under time pressure. That was unfortunate. But here I was able to convert the win. And yeah, what an interesting and just bizarre, crazy game this was. So I think yes, this is already a pretty long video, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, definitely any thoughts on these positions are more than welcome as always. Lot to unpack here, and yeah, for everyone who made it through this whole video, very much appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this and maybe learn something about how to manage these weird positions with like no vowels or tons of vowels available. So yeah, good stuff. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon for game number 20. Bye bye.